Hello my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. We have a new Huddison International London City Airport by Inibuilds, costing for PC at the moment $15.59 UK, which is not bad, €18 or $21, so depending where you are in the world. This one brings quite a few new additions to London City. So in this video, I'm going to give it a thorough review. Test performance, fly in and out of the airport to see if it's different from other Inibuilds products where it doesn't stutter like crazy. We'll test performance on it to see how it is. As you can see, a couple of new additions there. And yeah, we'll just see what this airport's all about. Celebrate another Huddison International, isn't that brilliant? Let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. So I'm situated over in runway 9, as you can see there, London City. Let's take a look at this end of the airport to see what it's all about. Are these additions? These things at the bottom? I've noticed buoys in the water there, in the Thames. I've visited London City a few times now, and they actually have, let me just speed up my camera, they actually have canoeists, races going on across the river there, along the river. So as you're looking at the airport, there's a hotel on this side. Now on this side, yeah, this looks better modelled than something like Orbix, for example. Looks like there's a few additions, but there's typically a bunch of hotels here going all the way back here. And I was staying a couple of times in a travel lodge, I believe, at the back here, which I don't see. But essentially, you could view London City aircraft taking off, landing, and while that's happening, it's quite a busy Thames area. There's usually a barrier. Where's my mouse? Just around here, obviously, so you don't fall into the Thames. So that's not being modelled. But, you know, it's good to see the buoys in the water. Sort of lanes for the races. That's quite a nice little addition. Let's steady myself down. So what we'll do, as you can see, nice grass textures. Runway looks nicely textured. Give you a view of that as we're going along it. I'm using, by the way, chase plane drone camera, in case you're wondering what all that writing is on screen and how I'm controlling it. Link to that video down below. This looks different from previous London City airports. This part here, this is kind of like the industrial end, isn't it? Where you got all the work and coaches. So work trucks, rather, vehicles, coaches. That sort of... what is that? Does anybody know what that aircraft is? That was in the Orbix one as well. Whilst we're here, now when I visited London City, this looks exactly how it looked. I was actually on. I'll release this video down below for you, or link it down below in the description. I was stood around here. There's no traffic at the moment, but there's traffic and trucks whizzing by me, inches behind me. I took my life in my hands that day recording that for you, and I was stood recording London City from there. Members, I also have another video out for you in the members section, if you haven't seen it, YouTube members, where I went into a little bit more detail with London City. I went to revisit it. Yeah, this flooring area, it actually looks like that in real life, which is good to see in this version. You can kind of walk down there. I did a couple of walks late at night when the airport closes down about 10, 11 o'clock from memory. And there's a bridge you can go over there to that part. Yeah, very nice. I don't think you can get to the airport, that part. Now, does it allow you to? I wonder. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me straighten myself up. Bring myself down in altitude. I don't believe it allowed you to do. It allows you to do this. Can I get under there? No, it's going to go over. Never mind. because you can pretty much get into the airport that way. Well, there are fences there. Those are being modelled, so maybe. And of course, you've got London in the distance there. Just a wonderful place to visit. Whilst we're on this end, or whilst we're at this end. By the way, if you have London landmarks installed, it was a pack that was released for 2020 when it first came out, and then 2024 update. Disable that in your library. So that's specifically for PC users at the moment. Disable London landmarks because I believe it conflicts with this. I disabled it just to be safe. There's one hotel, Premier Inn. There's the Excel. Now this has been remodeled with this version, I believe. Looks quite nice, doesn't it? The Excel Centre. Those kinds of exhibitions going on there. And you can see all the landmarks of London. So I've just got Orbix North installed and the World Update. Oops, let's increase that speed so I can get over here. And I believe there's a couple of new bridges. They look a lot better. This is going to be great on approach now to runway 9. Maybe a couple of new buildings. It looks like there, doesn't it? Look at that. Yeah, there seem to be quite a few additions on this part of the airport. Let's get to the main airport, because there's quite a lot going on there. Now, is this Travelodge there? Shoreguard? Yep, I believe 1 or 2 additions there. And of course, there's at the tail and lights building there. Yep. Tate and Lyle. Maybe a few Thames Barrier, a few additions there as well. It does look good, doesn't it? Does look good. Now in drone cam, the performance seems fine so far. So performance-wise, with most Inibuilds products I've owned in the past, and I buy these, by the way. I buy them with my own money. Performance can take a hit at Heathrow. It can take a hit at Heathrow anyway, regardless. Even if you got the default airport. Dubai Airport is terrible for me from Inibuilds, so I kind of avoided buying most of their airports because of that. This, so far, it's a smaller airport, smaller footprint. Seems fine. The people are not animated. Maybe that's a good move. If they were animated, you'd probably find quite a bit of lag there. So if you don't mind that, that's okay. Can we go down the stairs? Yeah, I was at this train station, because that's how you get into London City, to stay at the hotel on the other side and to visit the airport at a different time. And there we go, a couple of things going on behind. Let's just come down in altitude. They've actually done now internals for the airport, which is good, so we can get in here. Just slow myself down and speed myself back up slightly. Can I get in here? I can. So there you go. Couple of internal, oh, quite a lot of internals with the airport, which is nice to see. Again, not animated people. Can you actually see outside there? No, that's just not that way anyway. Maybe later on. What's he lost? Wherever put my keys? Wherever put my wallet? My wallet's been stolen! Bloody Huddison. Shops there. Take a look at that. They've even put like sunglasses, the price. Yeah, I bet they're a bit more expensive than that. Now, will this be the I've really got to do a flight in and out of London City, at least in, then stay at an airport there. It's probably a return flight. If I can get a return flight from Manchester, I may do that. Chap's back again. How do you get down there? That's quite nice, isn't it? So they've done quite a few spaces, it looks like, internally. I want to get back outside. I wonder if I can bump through these walls. Just bear with me a second, people. Okay, I bumped through the wall. Never mind. There's another part down here. Not tested whether it's avatar friendly, so you can walk up and down these stairs. Yeah, there we go. Back outside. Speed up a bit. So there's one of the internal. That's that part. Oh, there's another part here. Interesting. And we can come down here. Slow myself down. Speed myself up. As very handy, those drone views with chase plane. It just allows you full control over your drone, which is nice. Go and see my video on it if you're interested. Departures. So very nice. So I think you get the idea. Internally. Quite a few nice internals. Did I do the train station already? Yeah, I did that. I showed you that. I don't see a moving train. I see the DLR that comes here. Oh, there's a red bus. London bus. More modern London bus nowadays, but still, it's there. Canning Town 474. I'll have to look that up. I believe that might be accurate. 473, 474. That rings a bell. I didn't get the bus, I got the train, but I remember going to the bus stop. Oh, let's just take a look, people. Seems to be quite a few internal spaces, don't they? That is brilliant to see. There's quite a lot to this airport from looking at it. There you go. Baggage. Is that baggage? Handling, reclaimer, whatever. W.H. Smiths. Very famous in England. They were around when I was a kid. When I were young. Soul and Grain. And I know some of you oldies who are much older than me might be saying, you're still young. I don't feel it. My friends, I do not feel it. My body's lying to me if I'm young. Although younger than some. There's always somebody who's older than you. There you go. So you get the idea. My goodness me, how far does this go on, these internals? That is impressive for a small airport. Let's just get back outside, speed up. Take a look at the different terminals from the outside. Now, I was watching Practically Geek yesterday, his live stream of this. He's saying something about this being now remote. They don't have a control tower, even though it's modelled inside. There must be people inside there in real life, I would expect, but it's kind of like remotely controlled. I'm just spawned in it with my Spitfire there. I might go for a fly in and out with the Spitfire, in fact. I can put on head tracking then. And my stick. Show you this part as well. Did we miss the fire station? Isn't there a fire station at London City? Just let me speed up quite a lot. Let's whack the speed up so I can get to the fire station part. Must be that it is there. Good. Yeah, we can't have it without the fire station, can we? And the barriers there. It looks quite nice, people. There's more here. You can see how even you go external a bit further out from the airport, you get more modelling going on there. What's all this down here? It's among my first luck with you as well. I did a quick zoom by, but not a detailed zoom by of it. So I'm having a first look with you as well. Right, let's slow down. What's this? City Aviation House. Yep, that's there. Car park there. Very nice. There's a lot being added here. Is it better? Well, there's certainly then Orbix version 2, for example. That was the one I was using mainly. It certainly looks like it. I think there's a few more flats there that have been added as well. From memory. Might have to do some sort of comparison between the two. May do that. But, you know, if you own, go and look. I'll link the two previous airports of London City. I don't remember the other one offhand, but there was another version of London City. That's not been modelled here, but we'll forgive them for that. Nice blue strip. Just bear with me a second, because I just want to see what it looks like from across the water where I was staying. So let me just speed up to get there. It'll be around here, the viewing, where I was viewing it. Members, go and look at that video if you've not. I did that one specifically for the members. I could watch aircraft land there. Actually, it was more down here. I walked all along here. There's a path you can walk all along here in real life and view the airport from this side. Yeah, I would have been around there watching aircraft come in, land and take off. That looks pretty accurate. I might have to do that comparison real life to this, because this looks very accurate, I've got to say, apart from this part. That's there, from memory, this building. So at least I've done something. Okay, my friends, that's a quick overview of the airport. Let's just do one last thing. Bear with me. Video's timestamps for the impatient ones of you who wants to see performance with a test flight. Just take a look at the taxiway markers. They're very bright and vibrant, aren't they? Yeah, nothing wrong with those taxiway markings. I think they're a bit better than the Orbix one from memory. I could be looking at this from rose tinted glasses. In fact, you know, I like what Inibuilds do. The performance always takes a hit for me with their products, though. This so far hasn't. Let me get back in my aircraft and we'll do a performance test. Now then, quick performance test at the new IniBuild's London City. Let's see how it performs as we come in and take off and that type of thing. In the Spitfire, with my AB9 yoke, of course, and head tracking enabled. So let's throttle up. And it'll give me an idea if I see any major stutters or performance hits. Of course I'm going to let you know about it. I hope not. I hope this is the London City that I'll keep now. Let's see, Inibuilds, if you have delivered with this one. Gears up. Fly low over the airport. It's a good airport to do there. With head tracking on it will give me performance issues or stutters. And flying around London, people generally get performance issues anyway. So we'll see how this goes. Fly towards these newer buildings down here. Oh, it's my mouse popping up, don't worry about that. There we go. Can we get under that bridge later, I wonder? Probably. There you go. Newer buildings to my right there. We can do a quick turnsy turn. Oh, looks like they might have updated the cable cars as well there. Let's take another look at them later. Don't want to keep you too long though, people. I just want to do a quick test. And then we'll come in for a landing later. So let's fly over the main airport. I'm going to slow my aircraft down. Over all the buildings. Yeah, it seems to be... Now, it seems to be okay at the moment. It's really a case of flying other aircraft in and out of here. I'm not on a live server because I want to do some testing when I was looking around the airport and flying around. I didn't want other people, you know, I didn't want it to be too busy and people taking off or landing on top of me. So we've got to factor all that in. Let's just do a quick turn here in a Spitfire. Ooh. Am I getting performance hits there? It's London, we've got to keep that in mind. So there's often, like I mentioned, performance hits around London anyway. Still one of the areas with the highest tin, I believe. Mouse, get out of the way. Let's just move that mouse out of the way so it's not interfering. Generally though, it seems okay from my first few tests. Like I said, you know, give me a week or so, or a few weeks with this, just to see. There you go. Good view of London City. London City Airport. Okay, let's fly back around this way. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Looks great from the air. Oh, yeah, it does fill out the area, I've got to say. If it's kind on performance, it's likely the one I'll keep, you know, people. Right, I'm just going to... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Meant to put my flaps down. Gear down. When I feel the gear coming down, I'll put my flaps back up in this Spitfire. There you go. Flaps back up. So we're coming nice and slow for a landing. There we go, runway 9. Just turn that head tracking off for a moment. And we'll put the flaps back in. Come on, Spitfire. That'll do. That'll do. Ah! performance-wise, it seems okay, but this is just my initial impressions and first goals around the airport. It seems to be fairly kind. Where's my external view? There it is. Fairly kind on performance. Let's just swing around. Take that parking brake off. We can go for a taxi round here if it allows me. It's an awkward aircraft to control on the ground, this particular Spitfire, I've got to say. There we go, got it just dabbing the rudder to get around there. You have to do it with this one. And we'll just take a look as we taxi down, and I'll come to a stop near the airport to give you my overall recommendations. Yeah, you can see a bit of anti-aliasing issues going on there. Let's just put the brakes back on a second. Does look good though, doesn't it? Okay, sorry, noisy aircraft, but recommendations and conclusion. Bear with me a second, I didn't expect all that noise. There we go, that's better. Yeah, performance seems good. It's a lot more filled out than the other previous London City airports we've got. For me, I'm going to recommend it. At $15.59, it's quite a good price. €18 or $21. I think that's pretty good value, especially for what you get with it. As you can see, yeah, I'm going to have fun back at London City again. I'll probably be flying around this quite a lot over the coming days and weeks, people. Recommendation from me, but do let me know your thoughts. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon.